Hello, Astrid. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. I hope everything is okay. Okay, we're gonna start with our lesson. Oh, sorry, with our speaking session. And let me share, please, my screen. Today we're gonna talk about education. And we have a different educations. Well, there are different education systems, but in Bolivia there is one in particular. Um, but we can talk about education system, the education in general. I don't know if people study or in South America in general, right? If people studies a lot or the majority of the people finishes school at the university or things like that. Or the education system in Bolivia, for example, is very not expensive. There are universities you can charge it it can charge like $50 per month. I think it's the most cheap, the cheapest one. But yeah, it's not very expensive if we compare with other countries. That's why in Bolivia we have a lot of students from Brazil, especially to study medicine. They study medicine. I don't know how is in Peru. How? What do you think? What's your opinion about education?
Um, in public education, teacher, I think it's very cheap here. But if you want to maybe study in a, I don't know, particular university,
Private university?
uh, yes, you could pay the pension maybe depending of your economic condition, because
Mhm.
there are some grades, like maybe you finish your high school in a particular school, or if you finish your school in a um, public school, so it's depend. I think. But in the particular education, for example, there are many range of price, and uh, you can find the convenient or the more convenient option for you.
Sure. Yeah, over here the same. There are very expensive private universities, like I think almost $1,000 a month or even more, like Catholic University, and there is one Universidad Privada Boliviana. That's the most expensive one, I think. But the education system is, I think, is good there because most of the teachers are PhDs, doctors, but it's very expensive, very expensive. Yeah, I think the like $1,000 a month to $2,000 per month. It's very expensive. But anyway, so yeah, of course, in public universities is for free, right? But it's difficult to get in. In Bolivia, I remember when I was applying to engineering, we were 6,000 students and there was only 200 places for us, and it was very difficult. And in medicine, there used to be like 10,000 students and only 600 students were like 10,000 students used to apply, and the admission was only for 600 students. That's very common, and it's a bit tough. I think they have to study a lot to win a place in a university. I don't know if in Peru is like that.
Yes, teacher, is a real problem here, because the universities offers many, I don't know how to say, vacantes,
Mhm. Places,
uh, little places,
yeah, just a few
like
places, right? Not a
few
lot.
places. Yes, few places, and it's difficult to enter to university, to a public university.
Yes. But once you are there, I think it's good, right? In Bolivia, when people study in a private, also in a public university, they say they are really good professionals.
I think that it's depend because I saw many that, and now that I finished my career, I see many things. For example, when I am applying for a job, I see students for uh, particular universities, and they are very solicited. I don't know how to say, because I think that the maybe the
Required.
factories requires
Mm-hmm,
the factories prefer to a student for a particular university. I don't know. I suppose that it is that maybe the preparation of the students is better because
mm-hmm.
they
They
paid a
pay.
pension, but um, it's a I don't know because when I was at university we didn't have the all the implements, for example, in a laboratory.
Mm-hmm,
It was problem for me and my other classmates, and almost the teachers maybe were uh, not maybe prepared because the teachers were since uh, since that for example 20, 30 years ago, so
mm-hmm,
maybe they didn't have a capacitation, they didn't have capacitation, I don't know, but I think I saw that problem especially in my professional career.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think in some universities can be, in some others not, but definitely it's true because I remember that, for example, I work as a teacher in a public institute is for technicians, and I teach metal casting. But we have some students from Arequipa and Puno. They said that we have a lot of laboratories, like for mineral concentration or for metal casting, jewelry, and but they said that in the university they didn't have that, and that's why they are studying, especially to learn metal casting, alloys like iron casting, something like that. It probably is true. In Bolivia, something similar happens, but they are very, how can I say, like uh, in Bolivia, most of the students who finish the university don't want to go to the institutes because they feel maybe a bit embarrassed, and they don't want to admit that they need to learn more. But we have some students from Peru. They say no, we really need it, and they are studying. And I think I don't know, but it depends. It depends. In Bolivia, some students are, I can say, like orgullosos. They don't want to study in a institute. They don't want to admit that they need those kinds of technical expertise or laboratories or something like that. Anyway, I think something similar happens maybe in Peru.
And when teacher I listened many things about public universities,
Hmm.
opinions like maybe the people who had finished the university that they are maybe happy with their education, and other that maybe don't feel very happy with that. It depends maybe to of the student
Hmm.
because everybody is responsible about about their education. So I think it's depend of the student and maybe the effort that you can push in your career maybe. in the periods of the university.
Yeah, definitely it is. It is. Finally, okay, if we say it doesn't matter where you studied, the thing is that it depends on the person, right? If you prepare yourself better, of course you are gonna be good. It doesn't matter where, in a private, public. Depends on the person, maybe.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's now start with this. Which one is the most important, primary school, middle school, high school, or college? When I say college, I mean the university. And why? What do you which do you think is the most important?
I think the most important is the primary school because it's the base for it's the base. For example, you can for cheat. I don't know how to say. Yes, a cheat.
You can cheat.
Uh,
Yes, yes. No.
for example, when I saw many cases when you I don't know say clear
Hmm?
and when you are, for example, when you have a son or a child, you have the responsibility to stay with him or her
Huh?
all the time, and create a good values. I don't know how to say, because
Yes.
maybe it will be until they are adults. It's a very I think that is very important to to create maybe a good persons since uh,
Since
the
they're
infancy.
children, right? Yeah, since the infants. Of course, primary school is the most important in that case. And what have you learned from your education? Knowledge, friendship, behave, kindness. I don't know, learning methods. What can you say about that?
Specifically teacher about my career or
Uh,
in values or
yeah, all along your education, I think, from school, university.
about the life. I think that I learn many things just for me, for my maybe personal increase. I don't know how to
Hmm?
say crecimiento. Yeah, because when I was at the school and at university, I could say that I was focused only in maybe pass the exam.
Hmm.
I I forgot maybe to be more social, to good, or to participate in more. Um, um, I don't know how to say círculos estudios
Hmm.
or maybe organize a conference. I didn't. Uh, uh, Maybe I didn't. No desarrollé.
You didn't develop, maybe.
Yes, I didn't develop my other skills about uh,
Maybe
maybe
social
to
skills, I think, right?
yes, that I see now, and I think that this is very important because you can do many things before, no, later. Sorry.
Yeah, because when you have some friends, I don't know, it's very important to develop also the social skills because that helps you to be more outgoing, not outgoing, but I think more extroverted, and maybe you can try different new you can start new projects. Yeah, I think it's also, but no worries if you were focused on your education, your because you have very good skills, I think that means. But maybe, yeah, the other part, it can be, it's necessary, of course. Sometimes when you are looking for a job, even just a friend can call you and say, "Ah, okay, come on, come here. We need an engineer here. We have a place here to work in a company or something." That way, it can be good. But anyway, do you agree that parents are the best teachers for children, and why?
Yes, I do. Because your parents uh, can guide to a children. So it's important. As I said, and I think that the most important period for a people for adult is um, infants. So it's depend on the time that your parents take on you.
Mhm. Yes, spend time with you or help to you to, as you said, to develop yourself. Of
Yes, it's
course.
important for the children that feel that her parents are there with their no.
Yes, they can count on them, right?
Yes, them.
Yeah. What are the problems of recent school education? What do you think?
Um. Well, I think that maybe the problem with will be that, for example, many students have different skills. So one one of them could be maybe art skills or maybe math skills, and maybe the teachers uh, may feel frustrated with with their uh, mm, enseñanza.
With the education, with the teaching methods, maybe?
Yes, with that, and maybe they could be feel frustrated with that. And I think that the schools could be focused on the different skills for the students, because it's important uh, to improve the skills of depending of the ability of the student.
Mhm. Yes. Let's continue now. Talk about a teacher or a schoolmate who influences you a lot.
Well, when I was at primary school, I had a teacher that he taught me for 6 years, and
Mhm.
I think that he taught me many things because I remember that maybe my primary school was very. I didn't. I wasn't a good student, so I think maybe I could improve for my high school because he taught me many things that I could improve my abilities, for example, in math or in other areas that maybe I was very insecure. So now, or for a long time, I was trying to improve my abilities or my to have more uh, about my security.
Mhm. Yeah, your personality, maybe. That's good. That's good because I think he talked to you a lot of things. It's good. 6 years. Okay, it's a long time. And why are three? Okay, sorry. Why are there more and more young people studying abroad? When I say abroad, means in a different country.
Because they want, or yes, they are focused since they maybe start at university or maybe before. They are looking for scholarships or other things to to know other cultures and maybe to study there. Because now I think that is very popular now.
Mhm.
Like before, because for example, I didn't I didn't know about the opportunities that my country could give to people who are students or universities. So I think now it's very uh, noticed because we have the internet and uh, we have a lot of information that we need, or maybe opinions or experience the other people that studied abroad. So I think that maybe people or the students are more focused on their education and that.
Yeah, I hear that some of my, even my students are studying in the United States from Bolivia now in private universities, but from home, I think virtually. And some
Oh,
others also went away, are going to do their master's degree from executive English. They once one of them, she went to Miami, and the other student went to Spain to do his specialization or something, master's degree, and the other went to Germany. It's very common now, I think.
yes.
And is it necessary to get a doctor's degree? What do you say, or no?
Mm, I heard it depends for white maybe because for example I heard that you could focus on to do your master's degree or other specialization, maybe a doctor's degree,
Mhm.
but you could be only doing investigations or that, but maybe you can't work at the real life because they are very concentrate in
Mhm.
that.
And
I
usually
think
they don't make good money, right? They're only studying and but it depends, of
yes,
course. Yeah.
yes. Un momento, después le llamo.
Okay. And do you want to learn a third language? If time allows, what would you learn?
Just I do. I would like to learn French
Mm,
because I really uh, I am interested in their culture, in
of
her culture.
course. In their culture, in the culture of France, I think is great. Yeah, I really love to learn also. The problem is, I think, the time, but I was learning. I don't know if I told you, but I learned from Duolingo Portuguese.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, in 6 months, I follow Portuguese.
Teacher,
It's
now I am I am using Duolingo too. I think it's
really
very useful.
it's useful when you already know one language and you can learn another one. I don't know what are you learning now?
Now
What?
in Duolingo,
Yes,
I am learning French.
good. Wow. Yes, I didn't start with French. I already finished the Portuguese and I was starting Italian, but I didn't finish. And then I was thinking to start French. I think it's good. It's very helpful.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. And how important is curiosity for a student, in your opinion?
It's very important. You could do whatever if you are curious in whatever area that you study or maybe in a simple things. If you are curious, you could find important things that could gives you a solution or maybe a facilities for your life.
Yes. What's the most, oh, sorry, what's the worst thing about your school life?
The worst thing, I think, um, maybe at when I was finishing my high school.
Mhm,
Well, I my parents changed me for a other school
mhm.
when I was finishing. So it was the worst thing, I think, because I was at the same time I was preparing for enter at university. So I was very sad because in my I don't know how to say pueblo, or
In your
maybe
village?
yes, in my village there aren't academics or maybe a institution where you could prepare for the university. So were 2 years that I was worried about my education because I didn't have the maybe the change or the opportunities for students that they they were in the city, that they could uh, just have classes. Because
Uh,
in my village there aren't internet,
wow.
there maybe there weren't virtual classes like now, and it was a problem.
Yeah, something similar happens in my about myself. I also finished in a village. I was studying in the city, but my parents moved and I had to finish there.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, I cannot complain. Of course, I had to maybe do a lot of effort to finish the university and but anyway, I can say that I learned a lot of things in a village. It's very interesting, a very nice experience.
Yes, teacher, it's great to
Yeah,
live.
it's very different, right?
Yes, very very different.
Yeah, I think that made me more responsible person because I had I didn't have almost nothing. It was so hard. It was a big change because before I used to be very, how can I say, like not a fancy boy, but a lazy, and I used to think that I have the world in my hands. But when I went
Mm,
change, everything changed also.
yes.
Yeah, I think something similar happened to you. Okay, thank you, Astrid. It was very interesting to talk about education and also your opinions. And I don't have at this moment the poll because I'm not with the upgraded version. I don't know why. I think the administrators forgot about that. But anyway, thanks for being in the class, and we're gonna see each other tomorrow in the class. So, bye, Astrid.
Okay, teacher, see you tomorrow.
See
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow, Astrid. Bye bye.